Good morning, my name is Mark Sullivan and I'm doing the reflection this morning. It's based on part of 2 Kings chapter 6 and it's talking about the ministry of Elisha the prophet. So starting at verse 8. Now the king of Syria was at war with Israel. After conferring with his officers, he said, "I will set up my camp in such and such a place." The man of God sent word to the king of Israel, "Beware of passing that place, because the Syrians are going down there." So the king of Israel checked on the place indicated by the man of God. Time and again, Elisha warned the king so that he was on his guard in such places. This enraged the king of Syria. He summoned his officers and demanded of them, "Tell me, which of us is on the side of the king of Israel?" "None of us, my lord the king," said one of his officers. "But Elisha, the prophet who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the very words you speak in your bedroom." "Go, find out where he is," the king ordered, "so I can send men and capture him." The report came back, "He is in Dothan." Then he sent horses and chariots and a strong force there. They went by night and surrounded the city. When the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. "Oh no, my lord, what shall we do?" the servant asked. "Don't be afraid," the prophet answered. "Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." And Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. As the enemy came down towards him, Elisha prayed to the Lord, "Strike this army with blindness." So he struck them with blindness, as Elisha had asked. Elisha told them, "This is not the road, and this is not the city. Follow me, and I will lead you to the man you are looking for." And he led them to Samaria. So that's the main part of the story. It's a fairly long reading, I know. The important point to my thinking today is towards the end there, where the servant cannot see what is actually going on, but Elisha can see and knows the plans of God and knows what's happening. And Elisha knows that the power of God and those on the Lord's side infinitely outnumber those on the side of the king of Syria. And he then asks the Lord to reveal this to his servant, so his servant can have no fear of the situation either. And then the story moves on, and Elisha asks that the men in the foreign army be struck blind, and so he can lead them away and take them where they can't cause any more harm. And that's something which speaks to me very powerfully at the moment. We're at the start of a new year. We have got so many different things we're thinking about and so much on our minds. The situation is really complicated at the moment. There is much that concerns us. There is elements that are less concerning, perhaps the news as well. So there's so much that could be on our minds and so many complications in life and the world that we can sometimes tend to lose a focus of what God is wanting to say to us. And certainly that applies to me. I can lose focus on the question of what is God saying, what is God doing, rather than the question of asking, what is the Lord doing? Can I have the right vision to see what God is doing? And that then changes the view of what's going on in the world and changes the view of what's happening. So that is the thought I would like to leave you with today, is can we will we ask God to show us what he wishes to say to us, to show us what he is doing at the moment, and help us to look forward with our knowledge of what he's doing in this complex and confusing world that actually he is in charge of.